Hello, and welcome to another art stream. I'll be working on Mermay tonight, because why not? Figure it's what got me back into streaming, so I always want to give it at least one or two prompts. Last year, I don't remember it being that big of a thing, but you never know. It might make a fun character that I could use, or just turn into a print. Okay. Okay. Oh, I forgot to do that. I'm sorry. I was gonna make a playlist, but I forgot. So I'll just do our usual today. I will try and make one for next week, though. Yippee! Castis. I should have hit the mute button instead of just telling you. Sorry. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Let's do I think today's prompt is just hello. So, excuse me, sorry, sniffles today for some reason. Probably because I just sneezed. Oh, He-Man! Here's the, oh! That's cool. I might try some of those too, actually. What? Oh my gosh, that's coming out this month. I'm sorry. This an indie series that I've been following the creation of since long before it was really even like a guarantee. Ross O'Donovan, he made a show called Gameoverse, and it's coming out the 15th, and I'm really excited because the more of these I see, the more hope I have that it's just that the animation field's going to be saved, because it's just kind of like with I keep seeing I'm starting to see or just notice more indie comic artists too, and it's just nice seeing the variety there too. So it's nice seeing variety in both animation and in comics. So. Oops, what am I doing? I'm wasting time, sorry. I'm just open to a page of Grace drawings, but I was going to do a... Mermay. Let's do our... open our... Why am I sniffing? Guys, good night. Oops, sorry. I don't know why it's... Why did that make the song go weird? I don't really... The song seems out of place. Not out of place, but just kind of weird. May prompts. Okay. That's an interesting idea. There's a That would be kind of cool. I might try that a little bit. There's an animation one. And I would like to make my emotes, so it'd be fun to like use some of the prompts to make emotes. Yeah, well, maybe I'll try that later. We'll see if I can get to that tonight, but if I can't, then you know what? That's fine too. Guys, just let me... What is this doing? Oh good, it's doing nothing good. It's useless. Okay, never mind. Wait. What? One second. Sorry, I know I'm not doing anything yet. I'm planning right now, so okay. I was grabbing some different things to do for the prompt. Okay. Mayday? Oh. See, it's still not doing it. It's gonna, yep. Oh, okay, never mind. Now it's actually letting me zoom in and out on things. Sorry about that. Okay, one more thing. Just gonna look at a few more of these. Medieval May. Dariel Mermay. Ah, okay, that's kind of cool. But I'll think about it because that's kind of cool. It's like a mix of May. Yeah, I don't see any. A lot of May ones. Yeah, just a couple different types, different mermaids. So we can look. Yeah, I'll look over a couple different ones tonight because I did say Mermay Art Challenge today. So we can start with hello, and then we'll move on to some of these other ones, like the one I said, where it's like yeah, let's even put it in. Because, yeah, there's a couple different choices here. What? yeah, there's okay, cool. You got a. Oh, that would be. Oh wait, no, never mind. I thought that was something else. I would like to do one of these in I didn't set up tonight for this, but it would be fun to do one of these in traditional, because that's how I started. No, not a clown. That's a horrible one. Sunrise, clown, Scarlet Lady? Huh, okay. Okay, let's get to work. Hello and welcome to the art stream. I'll be working on Mermay tonight, and I just got through looking over my lists of some prompts. So I got a whole bunch of different choices to go off of, and it's tough. There's a whole bunch. Seems everyone's trying to make their own list. So I'm gonna start with the main one. And I'm gonna just take let's use some. Might even use some of my own original characters, just so I yeah. So, and just grab a pose. Okay. Sir, what? Sorry. I'll get to work. I was trying to find a good pose, and I typed in swimming because I thought that would make it easier, but I only got people in like getting ready to go diving, which is not swimming. Let's just do some. Yeah, we'll do whoops. What are you doing? Okay. Oh, good. It's doing this again. Wonderful. Sheesh. I'm cursed today. Everything's. This application just causes trouble sometimes, I swear. Okay. Okay. That's really annoying. That I can't use my undo without being worried about setting off an alarm. I'm doing to make Grace into a mermaid, just for fun. I haven't drawn her much, so I would like to get more drawings of her. She's, well, you just saw this character. She's the mother. She's... I don't do special details yet. What? Yay! More friends. Do, do, do. And maybe she's doing like a maybe she's using like a special potion to turn into a mermaid, kind of like in Harry Potter. How they can do that. Oh no, I've said the 2 words. No, I'm just kidding. I'm invisible now. The algorithm hates me now. Never jumping out of the water like wee. Yeah. Sorry. I just I thought I was getting your friend request on Discord, but of course, like usual, it's just someone trying to scam me into drawing something for them. Yay! I love the artist community. They're just great. Guys, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Stop pestering people for commissions. It's not fun. Although I know that these aren't real art. Well, that's mean. But I was gonna say these aren't real artists. They're not the kind that would listen to my stream anyway. So they just pretend to. But yeah, if anyone out there ever gets a message on Discord about with something like that, where it's like, "Hey, I've seen your art," or "Hey, I've seen your writing. What can I do to get you?" And though sometimes they don't even do that, they're just like, "Hello." And I've had the ones where they're just like, you think they just want to be a friend, and then they all of a sudden out of the blue, their second message to you after saying that you're a great artist or a great writer is, "Oh, can you buy some of my work?" And it's like, I don't know who you are. It's like, definitely not. And then you have to block them. Isn't the internet great? So many people to meet. I'm gonna change her like poncho kind of thing to being made of seaweed. I'm so tempted to turn this into a another one of my kind of joke ones where it's like it turns out this is all Richard's holding this and it's a photo and Grace is looking and June's looking over his shoulder like, is that Photoshop? He's like, knowing her, probably not. She would just turn herself into a mermaid for one picture. Also, being an alchemist, she knows how to do that kind of stuff. So, I'm trying to let's look for a fish. Actually, I find a cool fish to mix with it. Because it's funny, I was gonna make it this a different character, but then for some reason she just came to mind. I mean, because she was maybe a koi. Let's see. Okay, there's a couple different things we can use for her, like a tang is kind of not a really good one for a mermaid. It's a weird shape. I mean, I'm going to be drawing a whole bunch of different ones, and I could always do different variants of and play around. Let's see, what's a good one for her? Probably like a... Considering she's trying to be all covert, maybe a cuttlefish. She's got like the... I don't know if they can jump out of the water though, but you know what? She's a mermaid. Rules don't We've already dropped any concern on rules when you do that. Yeah. Do, 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 do. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I saw this thing on it's been all over YouTube, but they made the discovery of this giant squid, or no, giant octopus that they're dubbing. It's like kraken size. It's just, as they're coining it. And then I have to look up the actual name they gave it, but like it's so big that they say it could eat like Mosasaurus and Plesiosaur. So really big creature. I don't know. I think all I've heard is about the beak, but maybe they found more to prove the size other than the beak. But even that's crazy. If it's true, if that's true, that's. Make her on a coral reef. I was gonna make her jumping out of the water, but coral reef would make more sense for her because she'd be like just chilling. There's just like sharks swimming around her and stuff, and she's just like, everything's great. I'm not worried. I think that's another thing, big thing we should probably do in drawing in the ocean is try and avoid drawing things like with any like sense of verticality, because like, you know, I mean, fish can swim in any direction, so why would they be swimming? Why would everything be like, you know, like a fish going this way? And I mean, you could have some like that, but But yeah, she shrunk herself so that she could. We're not shrunk, but that'd be funny too if she did that as well. Like she was just so committed to her bit of like research that she wanted to get smaller so she could sneak around as a little cuttlefish. Should look up actually what it look like. I have a rough idea, but I want to. Yeah, it's not. It's not so much that. It's more like a. Going like. I was gonna give her a mask, but maybe she doesn't need that. Maybe with the potion, she can also her eyes. but she gets like special, like she has just goggles and for her in place of her glasses. Yeah, there's if anyone's interested, there's several different there's like at least 12 different lists for Mermay. And there's no like obligation that I never do all the prompts. Like if you want to try, go for it, but don't rush ever with any prompt list because I mean as Jake Parker said when he made Inktober, he really wanted to make it more as a motivational system rather than a punishment system. Like, defeats the purpose to be miserable while you're working on it. I don't know why I'm messing around with the hands so much. I'm just trying to find a good, fun play, energetic wave. As I was saying earlier, there's apparently also a animation challenge this month where you do like quick and small animations every day, and that would be fun to try. Like maybe I'll do that tomorrow on my other stream. Bum, 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 bum. And dolphin mermaids can, I mean, like as the lists show, be any kind of like sea life you want. The more creative you are, the better. I mean, there's even like tangents within folklore, like the Selkie or I forget, there was another Celtic creature that was like a merbeing that was, I forget what they were called though. They were not nearly as like friendly as Selkie, but Selkie are just turned into our merfolk that are like half they have like a seal kind of appearance at first and then shifted to their other form after when they're on land, and if a lonely, well, they always say a lonely fisherman, but I guess that makes sense because why else would back then would they, if they find the their hidden like fur from their seal form and hide it, then I guess they'll be loyal wives. But I guess they're also like, they're loyal, but they also look very homesick, I guess. But I don't know. I guess just one of those tales that lonely people made up back then. Now we just stare at Bumble and go, why? Why? Why won't they enter my Still self-reporting, Sean. Hello, thanks for joining. Hope you're having a nice day. Working on Mermay. This is one of my characters from my comic, the Mother Graysteel song. As a mermaid, she drank. I'm still on the fence on the goggles, but I can always take them off if I don't like them. I just figured that like it doesn't really make sense for a human who's temporarily a mermaid to be able to see underwater. So maybe they're like enchanted too, so she can see better in the. I don't know. I think I'm overthinking it. Maybe. Ooh, another one I want to do is I'm probably going to do the Blue Dragon would be a cool one to do as well for a mermaid. I might use I don't know. I'll try to think of what I will use for that one. Because they're creepy. They look like they're a type of sea slug that floats around and eats those man of wars, the jellyfish colonies, and they eat enough of them that they're even more dangerous than the jellyfish themselves. Because they when they eat them, they take their stinging cells and like deposit them under their skin. But the good thing is they're one of those many creatures that is like, hey, I'm this bright color. Leave me alone. I have no interest in you. And we'll be best buddies. And it's like... Because then there's things like the stonefish, which is nature's biggest jerk. It's like, hey, I look like a rock, but my fins are spiked, have spines in them, and they're highly toxic. Good luck. Hope you don't step on me. I won't tell you. I definitely want to draw some coral, because it's just... Yeah. Like drawing a reef would... Yeah, like this. It's kind of cool, where it's just like this, like... bunch of different, crazy... like sea sponges and other creatures that are all just a colony on it. Yeah, it's so cool. I don't think I'd ever go underwater, but it'd be fun to do one of those if there was like a like, I'm sure maybe there even are. I'll have to look. There's probably YouTube channels where people just do that, where they just like record themselves like doing dives. Because it'd be fun to just see someone just like looking around and finding different like types of marine life and just in real time and just swimming around in possible sharks and just not even being worried. I was gonna draw her doing that, where she's just got like this. She's got a few sharks up here, like that are just like, "Hello," just like not even paying attention to her, because they really wouldn't. Normally, only certain species would really even be territorial enough to, or like bull sharks and tiger sharks are the two big ones, and maybe hammerheads if they're. Yeah, if hammerheads are in a bad mood, or just like the mood, they're just unpredictable, kind of. They're usually pretty skittish, though. Anemones. See anemones. Yeah, if you like this video, by the way, feel free to like and subscribe, or hit the bell. And if you want to, in the comments, just put a name of a fish you want me to draw this month as a mermaid, and I'll give it a shot. Because they're freshwater or even just like crustacean, honestly. Like if you want me to do like what are those called? Those deep sea isopod. That would be. I'm probably gonna try one of those with a mermaid. But 1 second. Sorry. I'll be right back. Another thing I'm tempted to do is just like turn some of my some streamers I follow into mermaids. That'd be kind of fun. But I'll think about that. Maybe I'll do more of those tomorrow if I don't do any tonight. But because I already have a fun one for the vampire squid for Lyra. That'd be fun. I'll have to actually overlay not for tracing, but just for like ideas on like how it would the lighting would work on it. Because I'm looking at so many different versions of like what to expect on a reef, and it's just all over the place with everything. Different types of anemones and different types of other crustaceans and certain fish, like the let's see, which ones were that? Oh, get some sand colors on here. It's gonna look crowded now, but I'm gonna do another few layers, and I'm gonna make it so it like I said with her, I'm not even sure how much of her I'm definitely gonna clean her up. So, and I'll try to do a few more of these tonight too. So it's not just her tonight. Hello, welcome. It's Mermay. Hooray! Doo doo doo. I'm working on this one of an original character that turned herself into a mermaid. She's an alchemist, so I figured she's a perfect character to start with. And I haven't drawn her much, so win-win. She's this character from a comic I'm working on, where the two main characters are on a journey to try and save her from this major like catastrophic event that could pull her into the fairy realm. So she deals with like weird like magical fairy stuff all the time. So I'm sure she's turned herself into a mermaid and maybe some other creatures temporarily to get to certain places in the wilderness easier. But here I ever mixed with a cuttlefish, so she's gonna be, which I guess makes it a very big cuttlefish, but I don't care. There are no rules. Let's just have fun. I have it like yeah, I was saying earlier, there's several lists to choose from. So if you don't like the main one made by Tom Bancroft, who's an animator on Mulan, by the way, and seems like a really cool guy. I listen to his podcast. Him and the Bancroft brothers have a podcast. It's really fun. I listen to it all the time. Yeah, I think theirs is fun. There's a couple other ones like Mythical May has other like fairy tale and like folklore based creatures in it. But there's like one where you can draw like different fish as with mermaids. So it's kind of a fun like try to use every kind of fish in the ocean and see how far you can get, or like on their list anyway. What kind of sea life can you create? So yeah, it's all over the place. It looks fun this year, so that's why I really wanted to give it a shot. I forgot these are called. They're like parrot mouth or something, or I'm trying to remember what they are. There's a certain type of, I think is it a parrotfish or? Well, there is parrotfish, but they're not the ones I'm thinking of though. Oh no, wait, they are. Yeah, they're kind of jerks. If they are who I think, maybe they're. Yeah, no, this is them. They come in different colors. That's why. They're very aggressive, and they have these really like strong like a beak. They have a beak. That's why they're called parrotfish. So they crush various like little critters living in that they prey upon on the reef. And I've seen plenty of videos of like octopus just punching them just because. Like they didn't even need to scare them away. They're just like, you're in my area, so I'm just gonna punch you. And the other tip I gave earlier that might help some people, but I'm sure most people know, but it's just a good reminder, is that you don't need to draw things, remember to draw in 3D, like there'll be fish going like in various directions. So yeah, you'll like might make this one of those little like just to add in some like more fantastical kind of, or here's one of these ancient ones that's, I don't know what these are called. But these older types of I believe they're a type of octopus, but they have like a shell. I forget their name. This is rough. I'm gonna find its reference, but I just didn't want to. I don't want to hold up chat too long with all the different things I'm looking up, because I'm gonna be trying to do a few more of these. So, hope everyone's having a fun, having a good night though, and hope the weather's nice where you are. Or if not, then you're somewhere warm. Yeah, this character was based around, when they came up with the idea for the comics, she was based a lot around Ellie Grant from Jurassic Park, the original. So, yeah. I wanted to make this character that was both very like passionate about her field, but like, and then just put her in a situation where like it doesn't matter how good she is or how skilled she is as a alchemist, and it doesn't even matter that she's with this like really powerful or like really talented like water mage, because they're in this catastrophe where like it's just like this supernatural like calamity that's, it's like being near the beginning of a tornado. Like it doesn't matter how strong you are. Usually her hair is tied back, but I figured when she's a mermaid she'd want it loose. Part of me was like, what if I just make her into the like an Ursula knockoff? But I'm like, nah, she's not. She doesn't have that in her. I mean, she is an alchemist as well, but she's an evil one. And in Disney Dreamlight Valley, she wouldn't teach me dark magic. Unfair. I was going to be her apprentice, and she said no, because she's a jerk. Greedy. You're greedy, Ursula. Ooh. The Dumbo octopus. Those are so cute. You have a little one next to her. Sort of fun in your like. The baby one. It's like floating up here like, whoop, you know. Makes me think of there was this alien in Symbiotic Titan that was Tashi 308 or something like that. I think, I forget. They all gave it a different nickname, and then they all come at the end combined the names. But I mean, obviously this is real. But just in like, it's just a little. It also had that kind of shape though. Like beep, just floating near, like hello. Yeah, it's funny when I was looking into all those videos of that giant octopus. I somehow like made YouTube think that I'm obsessed with octopus because it always does that to me whenever I try and look up any specialized information. It's like, oh, this is your obsession now, is it? And like, no, I just wanted to know one thing. I just wanted a few more sources. And it's like, nope, this is your obsession. We're gonna make it. Oh, your feed is all octopus now. Like, awesome. Thanks, YouTube. Your algorithm wins again. So I got this one of this guy who's taking care of these like octopus that are like, I think maybe like in recovery, like he just nurses them back to health, I think is what it was. Trying to refine her shape a little bit so she's got more of a fun like arcing kind of motion here. But I have to be careful because if I hit the undo button with my pen, the music's going to go backwards and I'm going to lose my mind and go crazy. This is going to be like sea kelp now instead of because usually she wears this like almost like a camo poncho kind of to like hide herself in the forest, and I thought it'd be fun to change it to like being like seaweed. Plus then I don't have to do the lazy or the overdone like just seashell bra kind of thing. It's like, hey, I'm going to be drawing that a lot probably this month, so, or at least tonight, so I thought, wouldn't it be nice to start with something different? Speaking of which, let's color it. Make it bright in spots, but duller in others. I'm gonna look around and see what I'm curious to see what other people are doing. Like, I'll have to like do it. I'm curious to see what everyone chooses, what list people choose this month for the Mermay, because like I said, there's so many this time. I'm sure I'm gonna see a lot for the Bancroft brothers because they're just like the originators, but I don't know. Some of these other lists are really good, so they might even do some of them, possibly. I don't know. But I'll certainly try. Yeah, I like the color. A nice like subdued for that, and then just like for the light on it, which I'm making like ripples, kind of like the waves. And she's got dirty blonde hair. or like a darker. Let's see. Yeah, like that. Let's make her little. Ooh, I like the orange. Let's make our little friend orange. He's gonna be a bright orange, like beep, shining around. Looks like a little light above her, like you know. Yeah, I forget. There was some kind of drama with when Little Mermaid came out because of how close it was to Splash, but I don't see why really. It's like you can't trademark Mermaid, so I can't remember. There was something between the studios where they were. I think it's just because there was a rivalry and I don't know. Those. Heaven forbid someone, you know, looks into folklore the same year as someone else. Oh noes. Jeepers. We're all doomed. Disney made a movie about fairy tales. Oh no. And made a very sad story into a much more happy story. He's a little puffer fish. It's going poof. Say hello. Was there a? I'm trying to remember if there was a. There must have been for. I don't think it was as big as Aladdin, but I'm trying to think if there was a Little Mermaid TV show. Part of me thinks there must have been, but I'm never sure. Like, maybe? Ooh, good choice. I'll draw that. I'll put that in here. Koi Koi. Reminds me from Summer Wars. Koi Koi. I think that's what they said, right? Yeah. Oops, I'm gonna put this on a different layer because for some reason it's blocking too much. Oh, you know why? Because I put it on the. Yeah, I started to draw on the other layer, so we'll just make another layer. Or we're just drawing this one actually. Nope, never mind. On this one, and then bring it up here. Or, here. Had a bunch of different fish when I was growing up as pets, but mainly just freshwater, and it was my dad's the one that had all the ones that were the saltwater ones, but I had this one that like refused that just wanted to prove how tough it was. I think like it's just like, oh, I know I'm not supposed to live in the filter, but guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna live in the filter. It's like, buddy, there's lots of perfectly safe areas of the tank to live. There's nothing that wants to bother you. Why are you going up to there? It's like, I don't know, I like it. Like, don't deny me my fun. Get rid of this because it's gonna just, I don't want to confuse people. Jump in. Koi. Although they're, you know what, I'll do that in the next one because they're aren't they? Yeah, they are. So I'll do them in another one. Yeah, I know exactly what I'll do. I have another character who's a martial artist, and it'd be cool to make her a koi. Yeah. One of my characters from my comic. She's I'll just rough her out really quick so I don't forget. She could be the one bursting out of the water, actually. That seems more like something she would do. And she's got the crazy, like, braided hair, so... I'm not gonna go that crazy, but might be good. It'd be kind of cool if she's actually just like... I'll think about it, but right now I'll just do this. But another one I could do of her is her just like kind of on her back, kind of just like kicking, like punching up while she's, or just even just like maybe of her just like being chill for once. You know, it's stranger things happen. Let's see. Koi are pretty though. Like I love that there was that entire part of Avatar that was about the where the first season ended on where they were, the two koi were such an important part of the story. It was Push and, what were their names? I know that they translated the Push and Pull, but they were that was pretty cool. I don't want to spoil too much of it in case people are watching the live action. No judgment, but maybe a little. Only because I highly recommend the animated first. Check out the live action if you want to, but there's a reason that it became a live action. The original was so good. Like, they're gonna make well. Depending on where you are in the world, you might have already seen the movie because apparently some people were able to get access to the movie before it was released. I didn't. I only heard about it, and I didn't want. I wasn't sure what they meant by early access because like sometimes people grab like unedited early access things and it just does not look good. So I didn't want to go anywhere near the unofficial leaked version because I wasn't sure if they edited it right. So now everyone's like, I can't believe you didn't see it. I'm like, it's not. They didn't choose to get it released. It was stolen. And if you saw it, I'm not. I would never blame someone who didn't know. Same with the people who told me that. I wasn't mad at them. I was just telling them, by the way, this isn't what when they intended to release it, so it's not really fair to them. And I'm not even saying that like, oh, the poor Paramount. I don't. They're not in the picture at all in my mind. It's more. This affects the studio and in many ways, including like morale, because like they had it planned for them. They were excited. They put a lot of work into it. Working on a project like that, you really put your heart and soul into, and you're like, you have your like planned launch date, and then all of a sudden you look in the worst. You find out in the worst way that it was leaked by like finding just videos on what was it on a TikTok of all places that it was, and it's like what a shame to have like your movie cut down to its like barest like 30-second clips. And again, if you saw any of those or you have any of them, and I'm not blaming you. But I've listened to many a podcast from those guys, and they're like they have a great, like their commentaries on their videos or on the DVDs are so fun. I hope there's a DVD for the movie when it comes out because I'm definitely getting that. Sometimes she wears this, and sometimes she wears like a detective jacket, kind of like an overcoat. But I figure if she's going to be doing the koi fish look, it'd be better to have this kind of going on. Very tempted to try and do some of these as one layer challenges too. I almost just did that with this one because I found a really cool brush there that did a cool like overlay kind of effect. It's almost like a crayon kind of look. I like that. Originally she had red hair too, but then I realized I had so many characters with red hair. I was like, take it easy, man. It's like Cole had red hair, I mean, and so did Grace had red hair. Everyone had red hair. It's like, guys, I know this is fantasy, but come on. Let there be some brunettes and some blonde people in here too, okay? Yeah, they're really pretty. Since I didn't see the movie, I do wonder if they're going to talk about in Last Airbender, if they're going to bring up any other like major like celestial creatures, because I mean we've talked about like lion turtles, we've talked about and like Ko appeared in the first season of Avatar. So another big one appeared in the comics. So I'm curious. I mean, I like their character models from what I've seen of them. So that at least I know that those look great. So. Almost hitting the undo button, and I'm like, don't do it, don't destroy everything. Yeah, she was kind of like a Ty Lee kind of character in my comic, where she was just normally, I'll just make her hair really dark brunette, because usually she, like, to add to this, like, color scheme. Maybe I'll make her just, oops, see, there, I did it. Do the, because you had, the one issue I had with the writing, though, is that, both her and Clay were very positive, so... And they were in a lot of scenes together with Cole, so I kind of was I had difficulty writing, like, how they could cause conflict when they both are just doing the same thing. They're both just kind of pests to him, but he needs them. Like, he was doing the, like, facepalm Snape meme, essentially, is all he was, and I was like, okay, this character needs some work, but when I write Cole by himself, or if I make, like, Clay just appear for short, I'm messing this up bad. Need to get a sample. If I get them for shorter amounts of time, then, like, it makes more sense. Because, like, Cole's a smart person. He knows how to deal with Clay, and as long as he's not, like, at a disadvantage, like, for instance, when he's in a large crowd, because he hates crowds. I'm gonna make it so that the pattern kind of, like, follows her. Yeah, I like that. Because they do have like these patterns that kind of go down them sometimes, like that. See, I'm already doing like I've already done several. I started the other one and now I'm doing this one, so yeah, this is really fun. Because and next month is my birthday month, and I'm gonna be doing maybe I'll do Kaijun again because that was fun. Like do some Godzilla and like some other kind of monsters. Oops. Maybe I'll put like a little bit of an orange tint to her brown hair just so that it kind of has that effect. So it kind of matches, like I said, like it kind of fits in with this color scheme a little bit. Oh, that's supposed to be black, not brown. Mistake. It doesn't really fit for hair, does it? Playing with some brushes here. That'd be better for the fabric on her clothes, actually. Yeah. Which actually, now that I think about it, she's already got this pattern covering her up, so I don't really need the clothes. She's like her fish part is, the koi part is covering her up there anyway, so. She's Disney safe. Thanks to everyone who's dropped in. I really appreciate the company while I work. Because normally I'm working on my, I'll be working, I mean this is my favorite thing to do with on stream is challenges. But I do work on my comics sometimes too, like I'm which these characters are from, so yeah. Like, here I'll show you really quick the main characters, which I'm probably gonna do merfolk for them. So here's the main character. She's a bard, so I have her with her instrument out, and she's just creating wings out of magic. So I'll probably do something like that, but with a hello. How are you today? I'm having fun with the Mermay. So I'm working on 2 drawings at once, kind of here. I got my 2 of my original characters in different settings. Like this is Grace. She's the mother in the story. She's that they're trying to rescue. So I thought it'd be fun to do want to make the first one hurt for the prompt hello. So. And I have her like combined with a cuttlefish here. I might put this purple down as a main color, but I'm probably gonna have it, since it's a cuttlefish, like maybe even doing like a strobe effect kind of thing, where she's kind of just like going between a couple different colors. Yeah, this is from the hello prompt is from Tony Bancroft's Instagram, because he's the one hosting the main Mermay, and I like their podcast, so I thought I would try it. And plus, this is one of the Mermay was one of the on top of like my mentorship back in the day. This was a big thing that I used to get onto social media. I was back in the old times before the war, before the Fire Nation attacked. We had they are pretty cool, aren't they? But we had this thing called anyone could stream on Instagram. It didn't matter if you had 3 viewers, you could stream. I don't know why they decided well, I know why they decided, because it's owned by Facebook. But and it's a shame that they decided to be like that, because so many people like me who started out on there, it was a great way to meet other artists, and just I wish that this, like, I wish YouTube could do what it did, which is like I would just start a stream, and then like anyone in chat could just be like, hey, I like to draw this stuff too, can I join? And they'd be like, absolutely. And it would just you could instantly just jump in on the drawing session. And the only place I know that does that is Magna. Like if you use that Magna software, that their website, but then you have to like coordinate, or you have to like be lucky and find a good group of people, which maybe is possible. I haven't tried it yet. Tried to randomly do it yet, so maybe I'd be lucky. But it did, didn't it? Yeah, it was great. Yeah, totally. I missed that. It was me and a friend of mine who went on to, he does he's working on a comic as well called Kid Nebula. D. Hosner. He's a really talented. We would stream together, and I'm fantasy. He's sci-fi, and honestly, back then I was more traditional, and it was so fun doing things together. And like sometimes I would just get out of my comfort zone and try and do some digital, and it's really what pushed me into getting better, because I realized how rusty I was. I mean, I'm not perfect now, but I'm way better than I was back then. Like now I'm much more like, I'm using I've gotten more adventurous with color, and just, yeah. But it was just so nice to just be able to be like, hey, I'm just gonna jump on with these like people and just like draw. Like, why can't we? I mean, other than Magna, which I wish more places would do that. Like, I know that we have also Gartic Phone, which, if it had better software attached to it, would be great. Because Gartic Phone's fun, but it's more of a like kind of jokey kind of situation where you're like, I know I'm using very limited tools. Like, I've seen people make really great stuff in Gartic Phone, because I saw like a couple artists do like One Piece animations, which was crazy. Like, each of them took a different character and made a animation, and it was just like, man, I can't believe that they just used like such a simple, like, just, it's better than MS Paint, but it's like, that's it. Like it's, and it actually has gotten better because now they have you can control the opacity of your color, I think, in Gartic Phone, so you can kind of get hues by cheating like that. But yeah, it's. I hope we get more stuff like that where it's just more and more ways to just like collab with each other and make it easier and less like intimidating because so many people. Because I think sometimes people would like to, but then getting on a Discord and trying to coordinate and all that stuff, no one's gonna do that. Like, I'm gonna try, but it's like setting up a D&D campaign. It's like good luck. Give her a little bit of a glow here for the light coming in from above. I wish Art Fight had more things throughout the year. Like, I wish it wasn't just like once. I wish there was like other things that they coordinated other than just the main Art Fight, because that would be a cool thing, cool way too to network with people. Because once a year is cool, really fun, and I loved it last year. I met so many really nice artists, but it would just be nice to like have more things to do through that. Totally. That's what I meant by like it. I mean, old Instagram just proves it's not hard to do because all you need is a chat function, and you can essentially turn anything into like a meetup. Yeah, like I drew with this like with a couple of different people, like this one guy from South America, somewhere in South, was he? I forget. He had a really, I think he was South American, but like it was really fun. Like people from all over. I drew with a couple different people from several different places, and it was always just fun that they would just pop in and be like, "Hey, let's draw." It's like, sounds good. Oops. Oh no. Oh, do you have a favorite fish, by the way? I am taking requests for fish. If you have, if you would like to see me draw a mermaid as a certain fish, just let me know. Because I'm adding them in the backgrounds of everything anyway. So like, even if I don't use them as a mermaid, I'll put them in their actual form. Like that's why I was doing the her as a koi fish. Just like working on this. Still very rough, but this is a character that was like from my. She kind of came over from my old comic, and I'm putting her in my new one. Because she was like this like martial artist that because I had like I had a character who had earth magic. I had a guy who was a necromancer, and then I had her who was like this taijutsu kind of character that was like May from Avatar, kind of, where she just was like this sunny person in their group, because the other two were a little more jaded. Even though Clay, which I think actually I do have a picture of him. Well, that's Richard. That's my dino. That's there's my character sheet for June. Let's see. I was gonna work on that tonight, but oh, here she is. Yeah, this is her without the. Yeah, this is the character I'm drawing now as a fish, where she's got these like. She likes to wear like enchanted arm, like she usually uses like arm wraps or like bracers to make herself. Actually, I'll put them back on her because that kind of makes her. Yeah, she's like these like enchanted like bracers, and she has arm wraps that are like covered in spells. Oh, no rush. Yeah. If you have because for me, I'm not sure. Honestly, I wouldn't know how to answer that. Honestly, like maybe that one I was talking about earlier. I had this one like red-tailed sharkfish. I think they were called, or like redfin. Let's see if they're. I don't know if they're what their actual name is. Yeah, red. I just well, let's see, tropical. I think this is them. Maybe. Yeah, they're like this red-tailed sharkfish or something, which is a very redundant name, but I don't think that's what they're called. But they're a black fish with a red tail. And I had one in my fish tank as a kid that would always swim up into the filter. So it was, I don't know if it was brave or dumb or both, but it lived a long time. Oh, rainbow shark, they're called. They are pretty. They have like a almost like a bronze kind of like scaling, and then mixed in with orange and black. So, and like sometimes it's the bronze is more on the black side. So, yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, I think. Or this looks just like it anyway, even if it's not it, because yeah. Oh, those there's those what are they called? Those tiny are they dwarf sharks? Dork. I can't spell. Dork. Yeah, dwarf sharks. They're pretty adorable. They're like they fit in your palm. Right? Yeah. Shark bait. Ooh ha ha. I think one I'm definitely going to try out for this Mermay also is sturgeons, because like they're pretty crazy. Also gar, like making a mermaid of a gar, because those things are, or the what were they called? There's oh, alligator gar. They're the ones that are the scariest, because they're up there with like certain like tiger sharks, with things that you just do not want to run into when they're in a frenzy, because they have just like this huge maw that's full of angry teeth. I never saw the live action version of Nemo because I I just saw some of the like. Oh no, wait! I'm not thinking of Nemo. I'm thinking of I never saw the live action version of Little Mermaid because I saw what they did to some of the fish, and I was just like, oh no! Like, if it was good, that I'm glad that you liked it, but I just from what I saw of it, it looked very dark. Like the exposure on the film was like set to like as low contrast as possible, which made and as dark as possible, which made every scene like very blue and dark because that was like Hollywood was obsessed with that for a while. It's like no, trust me. Dubstep and blue and orange. Everyone loves it. Blue and orange, man. Blue and orange. Everything's blue and orange. As I draw Koi. Maybe they're onto something. Because yeah, and I always felt bad because like I was always worried people thought that I didn't like the actress, and I'm like, no, I don't care really about that at all. I just didn't like how it looked. Kind of felt more bad for the actress because that was a big film for her, and it's like you guys made this film look as ugly as possible. Thank you for ensuring that regardless of how good of an actress she is, she doesn't have a chance. And they continued that tradition for many more films. And they're still doing it. But they better stay away from Atlantis: The Lost Empire. I love that movie. Although, I mean, I just wouldn't watch it if they did it, but I have a feeling they won't because by that time, yeah, it wasn't. But by the time like Treasure Planet and Atlantis: Lost Empire came out, like they were using their bad marketing as an excuse to blame movies for not doing good, because both Treasure Planet and Atlantis were both really good movies that Disney just gave no marketing budget to. And I don't even think they gave it a very big release in places either, if I remember. Or maybe it just wasn't a very long release. Yeah. Treasure Planet. Yeah, I like that. That was a good one. I was back in the, and that takes me back to nostalgia also because like one of my first podcasts I listened to had an animator from that, and he was kind of annoyed that it was a sci-fi version because I guess the original script they were thinking of making it just a complete like recreation, and they changed their mind later on in development and made it the sci-fi version. But honestly, I like it. I have mixed feeling. I can understand why, like, maybe it's because of the nostalgia that helps me, but like some people might who are working on it might have like seen the scenes with that robot guy and been like, oh man, this guy really changes the mood of the film really quick. But I'm like, guys, it's first and foremost a kids movie, so you gotta put in something for the kids. Like before this, there was a scary lobster guy, and there was like people pointing guns at each other, and like a house that went up in flames. It's like this is a lot of scary stuff for a kid. Maybe put in a funny like dumb character to make them laugh. You know. Not that I liked them, but I wasn't a kid that came out, so. Did you like that robot character? It's okay if you did. I'm just curious, because like. I liked his him being used as exposition later in the film. That was smart. Spoilers, I guess. Sorry, everyone. Now you can't watch it through clips on TikTok. Please don't watch it through clips on TikTok. I like the captain's character design. She was pretty cool. The cat. That was a cool design. And the and her first mate. Being that like guy made a rock, he was so cool. They got graceful, great, really good voice actors who are actual like just. It's always nice when you get these actors who want to do voice acting and they just knock it out of the park. Like Patrick Stewart's known for that because he's done plenty of animated things. Like I mean, he's an American Dad, and he was Macbeth in Gargoyles, and I forget his name, but the other guy who it's funny like so many of those Star Trek guys were in Gargoyles. That's something else I would love to see. I really wish they could get the rights to. I think they tried to make a comic, or that maybe they're doing one right now. But I would love this. I wish Disney would just let them have the license, so someone could just make an animated movie directed by the actual writer of the series. Because the third season I heard was like. Yeah, right? Well, I think for that, he's been getting up in age, so I think by the time he was doing American Dad, he's like. He started that when he's like in his 80s, right? So. Yeah, I don't fault him at all for like just being like, I'm just gonna use my regular British voice, and it's like, go for it, man. Hey, get a paycheck. You deserve it. You're a classically trained actor. You deserve, and you have like an army of fans, and you deserve all the praise. Like I'm not even a Trekkie, and I'm pretty impressed with his work. But I know I always hear Xavier. Which is funny because I mean the Saturday Morning was a different guy. But Patrick Stewart did a really good job with the voice. So X-Men. Oh wait, no, that's the other. That's the older version. I was about to do the song. I'm like, wait, no, I'm doing the really old X-Men. What was that? Oh, I can't. I can't. I don't want to try because I only know half the 10% of the lyrics. But it was like, oh gosh. Because there was the X-Men that I like with the da na 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 da na 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 da na 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 na. I love that song. There was this. I found this one heavy metal. Well, I'm sure it's not hard, especially now with there's been several people on YouTube that have done a cover of that song, but like I found someone, I think it's I forget the name of the musician, but it's really fun hearing everyone try their own rendition of the X-Men song in heavy metal. Yes. Yeah, that was the cartoon song. Yeah. Well, because there was this late '80s one where they got an Australian guy to do Wolverine's voice, and it was very different. I mean, he didn't do bad. It was just it just doesn't fit him at all because he's every nationality except Australian. So it's okay, guys, you could have gotten a Japanese guy or a Canadian guy or there's so many other nationalities you could have chosen from, and you chose the one that he's not. That would have been better for Banshee, getting out yeah, because that cartoon had Dazzler instead of Jubilee, and she made a appearance in X-Men Evolution, I believe, as a background character. Both of them did, actually, I think. Maybe only Jubilee did. I forget. I'm sorry. Oh no! I've been thrown in Cartoon Azkaban! Ah! Good. Wonder what that would be like. What would Cartoon Azkaban be like? What? Trying to think of a. Maybe I'd have to just watch it Caillou over and over again or something. Maybe that's Cartoon Azkaban or something. It's no. Such a bad role model. Yeah, Gargoyles was pretty awesome. I kind of want to check out the comics because I'm curious. I've seen some other things from the cartoon era be turned into comics, I guess some of Power Rangers got their own comic, and it actually looks pretty cool. They went really dark, so I'll give her some like a highlight for the just for fun. The culling gate. Oh, what's going on? Oh no! 1 second. Ah! Sorry about that. I don't know why that opened up. Something I was watching. I was watching someone earlier, and I guess I went. Watching someone play a scary game. Hopefully that just gets clipped out. Or I'll clip it out. Calling games. Oh, I'm gonna refresh my memory on that. Oh, duh. That's what we're talking about. Sorry. Yeah. It's been interesting. I really like the what they've done with it so far. Like the whole that one girl's like Kill Bill episode was crazy. Like where she's just like, yeah, we're just gonna get. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't watched it, but it's seeing her just like. She's the character that was from the movie. That's all, and I guess that's all I can say. Like she's got her own story, and like there's like a whole thing with her clan. That was really interesting. And then everything with the other character who showed up in the movie, I'm forgetting his name, but his last episode I saw where he fought against those 3 like superpowered people. That was nuts. Like he's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna. It's like, by the way, this old man here, he doesn't even like get a fight. He's just like taken care of off screen. It's like, oh, okay, that's scary. Cool, but yikes. Maybe I'll make it so there's like a yeah, and then she could have like a, and then put in some white above that. That one guy, everything about him, because like we've already seen a character like that in the first season or the second season with the old man from that clan who could do that too. Yeah, I just love her like that she beat him by basically just like trolling him. Like I didn't even get why he didn't do certain things in that fight. And it's because she just kept him so mad that he couldn't think straight. Like, he's such a misogynist that she's just like, I'm just going to tell him that I can do everything better than him, and that'll make him lose. And it... Yeah. I'll just say yeah. That's all I'll say. Just watch the hilarity, because she just wrecks house. I just love that line. I'm gonna give you a big hug. That was so funny. And it's like, and she took that sumo pose, and he's like, "How dare you? You're taking me on full force, straight on. Okay, I'm gonna come right at you then, and I'm gonna be faster than you. And oh my gosh, oh no." And the bell was wrong. Ding ding. because you got to see how strong he was in that earlier fight, and you're just like, oh, this is gonna be scary. And then with her, it was, but it was just interesting how like powerful she. Because I think it was also that he kept thinking like that she was, because her power was similar to Toji's, that she was trying to replace him, and he's like, you're no Toji, and he got freaking out. Also, that shadow guy, I'm forgetting his name from the actual cast, but he had a cool fight too. Like, I forgot how strong he was until like you see him actually like having to deal with someone that powerful, and he's like, you're like, oh yeah, this guy. There's a reason that the big bad kind of told him that he's been holding back on his powers. But yeah, I'm always impressed. Have you seen any of Witch Hat um, Atelier yet? That is gorgeous animation. Really recommend it if you like. And like the first episode looked really good, and then like by like the more recent one, I was even blown away further by like how much time and care they put into it. Plus, like they're already explaining like big plot points in the the third episode, so I'm really excited to see like where they go from here. Like the voice cast is great, and like I like the rivalry. Even like usually I don't like rivalries. Sometimes rivalries feel forced. Like I had a little trouble with back in the, there was a while where everything tried to be like the Naruto and Sasuke kind of rivalry, but this actually feels like a real legit, like you understand why the other person doesn't care for the main character much at first. Even though she's being very harsh, it's still like, oh, I get it. It's there's an I'm probably mispronouncing it. I think it's, they say it in the show even, but it's like, let's see. I'll spell it out because it's yeah, Atelier. So I think that's how you pronounce it. Atelier or Atelier. It's because it's like their school, and it's like these four girls under the tutelage of this one mage, or this one witch, and he's teaching them how to use magic in their world, and there's a specific way they use their magic which is really cool, where they use pens to write sigils, and there's like 3 parts to every spell. It's really good. And I picked up the manga for it, and I never do that, but this one had such good artwork that I just really wanted to check it out. And it is really gorgeous art. Like some of the magical effects in it already are up there with like Freeren in like just how pretty they are. And Freeren also had a really good fight episode this season. I don't know if you've seen that yet either, but like, so I don't want to spoil it. But I'm trying to clean this up. It's a mess. It's embarrassing. Damn man. I'm gonna make it such as a pump. She's gonna be punching. You know what? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's really nice art, and I really like the character design. And their teacher has this. They got a really good voice actor for all of them, including the guy who's their teacher's got this very like soft spoken, but like you can tell he's gonna have moments where he kind of breaks out of that and is just like goes from like, oh, don't say that, don't be sad, to I'm gonna to all of a sudden like talking to adults being like, no, you're not talking that way to me, kind of thing, where it's like, I'm serious now, kind of like the Kakashi thing where he's just like, when he talks to them, he's like, hey guys, this is how it's gonna go, and then like he talks to like, and then like the Akatsuki appear and he's just like, oh, okay, things are serious now. Yeah, I love those characters. They're really cool. There's been a couple good anime this. I also started watching that Daemons of a Shadow Realm. Oh. Oh. Yes. You mean this? Yeah, that. But it's about a it's not the first anime to do this, but it's essentially it's telling you the story of an adventure between several heroes from the perspective of the elf that lived much longer than any of them, and it's about like what that has done to her, and like it's about her kind of like looking back, like she's trying to go on another adventure right now with this girl who was pretty much like raised by one of her friends from the party of heroes, and going through these adventures with them has kind of like taught her to remember things that happened from the original adventure and kind of look back on them more fondly, because the first time around she kind of was just running the motions. She didn't really have like she's not human. She doesn't understand our like ideals of like in being in the moment and enjoying things, because for her that she lives several thousand years. So who cares if I miss this moment? I have many more to go. But yeah, it's just essentially about her like realizing just how precious those memories with the party of heroes was to her, and she makes these new memories with this new team of heroes. and kind of helps them on their way while remembering and like admiring the people that she was with when she was on the adventure. And it's a slower paced story, but it works because you're hearing a story from the point of view of someone who's immortal. So, of course it's going to be slower. Like, some people said they didn't like the first two episodes because there were certain episodes they felt were unnecessary, but I'm like, the whole point of the show is that it's very, like, it has really funny moments, but it also has like some darker moments, and it I'm sure you heard about some of the controversies that the internet tried to make up about it, where people were saying, oh my gosh, this show is racist because they're saying demons aren't people. And I'm like, you didn't watch the show if you think that, because demons in that show are literally just monsters that took human form. So yeah, they're not people. They're carnivores that like to eat people, and they look like us, but they're not us. It's like a skinwalker. You wouldn't be like, how dare you say that skinwalker's not? It's not. I don't recommend getting close to it. It's not going to be friendly. But the whole point is, like, it's her. She admires the whole party, but mainly she admires the hero, Himmel, who was like the he was like the fighter of the group, and he was just, at the time she really didn't realize how like noble he was until later. Like all of her decisions later are like, how would he have done this, and how can I do it in my own way but kind of follow in his footsteps and keep his like legacy alive. And in many cases she didn't have to worry, because like all the kind things he did like affected people so much that like those were like a bigger thing than even like their adventure, which is a kind of a cool message, where it's like, it's the small things that matter. Helping someone carry groceries, or like opening a door for someone who's out having a bad day, or it looks like have their hands full, and like helping the elderly. Like they were saying how like that was a bigger part of like his story to the people in the towns that they visited than even like taking on the great big bad demon king or any of his like super scary henchmen. So, and the music in it is really nice too. It's really got some nice like soothing kind of like, yeah, nice music. Because yeah, the first few episodes are on the slower side, but then you get into like, there's several story arcs that pop up, and things quickly get like more fast paced. So I wouldn't sell it short because of a few episodes that aren't like Jujutsu Kaisen level quick. Because to be fair, there were episodes of that were slower. There were several episodes where it's like, this is the story. We're going to tell the story in this part of the episode. And it's like, sometimes you need those episodes to just like step back and kind of like just focus on the characters. Plus, Freeman makes a lot of funny faces too. Like she is not a morning person. There's several times where they try and wake her up early, and she just gets this like really grumpy, like anime, like squished, angry face. Like no. Which I mean, if you were immortal, would you want to wake up early in the morning? It's like I can just wake up later. Leave me alone. Oops, I don't need that one open anymore. Let's go back to this one because I'm not nearly as far in it. Yeah, totally. Because they're definitely. I mean, now that they're further in the show too, there's a lot more of that like happy mix where it's like slow bits here and there, but like the action is just like intense. But it's definitely one of those anime that I've watched. I think one of the only anime I've watched as much as Frieren over again is probably Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Like those two are like probably two of my most rewatched anime. Because like once a year I always rewatch Full Metal. And this summer I'll probably do it again. Although I am watching that new show, so I don't really. I kind of want to stick with that for a little while. That Demons of a Shadow Realm. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I started to watch the first season, and it was really good animation. And I like the character design, so I'll have to go back into that show and give it another chance. I think I was just worried it was going to turn into a. I mean, it is darker, but I was worried it was going to be like an Attack on Titan kind of situation where it was just like more losing than winning and very dismal, and it. But from what I saw, it wasn't, so. A little bit of a crazy premise, but I kind of like it. Where it's like, I'm not allowed to pass on because I told my wife I wouldn't. It's like, okay, buddy. I mean, I guess. It's like, wouldn't that be great if that's all it took? Just promise someone else that you're. It's like, nope, not my time. But I like all the characters in it, like the. I don't think it was that I wasn't feeling it. I think I was just. I can't remember what I was watching a lot of anime at the time, so I think it was just like being overwhelmed a little bit by like the mass, by just like too much anime at once. So I needed to cut back a little. I like the character designs, like the It wasn't, and honestly, like I think one of the things I was happy about from the beginning was like when I saw they were using CG a lot in it, I was worried that it would be that I wouldn't like it, but everything I saw I liked, like the the monster designs and like how they used the CG in it was well done. So I'm sure I'll go back to it. Yeah, that's cool. See, Attack on Titan's one of those ones where like I look at animation from it in clips, or because I watched up until right when he got abducted by the armored Titan. When there was that, they were at that castle and that one girl revealed that she was a Titan too, but not the first person that revealed. The second person who turned into that like one that ran on all fours. I forget her name, but this is terrible like synopsis. I apologize, but it was a while ago too. So because I mean, Levi is a fun character. I just honestly didn't like the main character that much either. I mean, I've seen many characters that have the revenge kind of thing going on, and his, I mean, especially when I found out later on what he does, didn't seem as justified as some other anime have done with revenge. Like, I'd say Sasuke from Naruto has a far better reason to be, like, vengeful than a guy that had a bad day and lost a family member, which is horrible, but not excusable for what he does later in the show. Like, everything he does later in the show, I was just like, wait, what? He's the hero? I guess it's more of a war story anyway, so. Oh, okay. I'm glad I was vague. But yeah, no, he's very, it gets much more convoluted and dark and like morally, I wouldn't even say gray. I'd say like more like just off black, like almost pure black. Like, oops. I'd have to look into interviews too, because I want to understand, like, from a creative standpoint, why they chose to make Eren. I think they explain it in the story. I'm sure it has a story point later in the show. But as someone who didn't, much like you, didn't get super far, it's very weird that he has different eyes than everyone. It's kind of like watching like Battle Alita Angel, where it's like, wait, I know she's an android, but why does she have to look like that? Like, why do her eyes have to be like 8 times bigger than anyone else's? Like, she's still a human, so I know they reveal things about her too, but none of that explains why she has those eyes. I'm trying to think of. I guess another one of my shows that I surprisingly like, because I usually don't like isekais, but oh gosh, I always get the name wrong. I think it's I'm gonna look it up really quick just to make sure I get the name right. Nope, I got it wrong. Oh, here it is. Ascendance of a Bookworm. Yeah. I guess that show got in a lot of trouble because, much like everything nowadays, they put in a little bit of AI and everyone lost their mind. And to be fair, I mean, I kind of get it, but the other side of the argument is it was background, like, and I think they went back immediately and tried to fix it. So, like, I hope people don't hold it against them like forever because they did a dumb thing and forgot to remove background, because I was annoyed enough when I found out that people were angry at Expedition 33, which I still haven't played yet, but I hear it's really good. But a lot of people were angry at that for having AI in the background, like AI assets in the background. And I'm like, guys, do you know how long it took them to make that game? They probably forgot. And if they didn't, it's the background. You're never going to see it unless you're looking for it. Like, if it'd be different if it was like, oh, this entire character was like, they aren't, and I get it, but at the same time, it's like, as someone who draws, like, I mean, do people know that most manga, like, a big portion of it is tracing? Like, they don't draw every one of those buildings in My Hero Academia, guys. They trace them because there's no time to draw all of them. They have to get a comic out every week. And that's what Clip Studio Paint is. It's just a huge resource for like assets where you can just open it up and just, like, there's an entire window over here that is just full of things that you can drop and drag into the screen, and it's like, here's your background. I don't use it, but it's there for people who are on like really strict guidelines and really strict dates and don't have the luxury of just being like, well, I'd rather be like a few weeks late for this like one issue than just use a background that will look just like it anyway. It's like, no, we're doing it this way. But the good side of the anti-AI thing was what Disney was actually trying to do, because their thing with Sora was bad. That was a problem, and I'm glad that was fixed by like them realizing the storm of anger of like trouble that was going to go their way if they had gone through with that. Like they would have lost so many like subscribers probably. I forget what it was, but they like I think the internet just exploded when they found out about that. And like because it pretty much was going to be like let's run every character through this algorithm and just make stories with all the Disney characters and never have to write anything ever again for these characters and just make like these online episodes that kids can watch. And it's like, that is pretty gross, guys. Because that's not just like some I don't want to draw this like tree in the background for the 18 billion time kind of thing. That's a entire arc. And by the way, I'll never use AI. Not for this anyway. I might use, at least not for like creative, like maybe for like managing posting and things like that, maybe in the future, but I don't have a reason for that yet even. But stuff like that I could understand an artist using that for. But because if you're like posting on multiple different social media, it would be nice to have a like I think there's even just like it's not even AI, it's just like there's programs that just like do that for you and it's just in their coding to just like rapid fire just launch your thing out the minute you save it to just different places. I forgot what that's called, but oops, that's not what I want. But that's kind of cool, but that's not what I want. Doot, doot, doot. Oops. Oops. Right? Because of the undo. I always thought that was kind of like a way of cheating, having the undo button right there, but now I know for a fact it doesn't matter. It's still hard. Oops. Yeah. Plus having like well, I mean, now I just take advantage of it with like the fact that like you have any brush you want in any medium. You can mix them together. Like you could put like an oil paint brush right on top of an ink line, which good luck doing that. You can be really messy and then clean up later on. Like that kind of stuff is what really pulled me into. Because that's kind of what I almost do sometimes. Is I almost do like a rough color scheme, like a rougher version of like what I want everything to look like, and then I go back in later on and clean up the color. Oh, I keep going back to this brush. Kind of just like that edge. But yeah, when I was starting, I mean, I started in digital before. I think the other thing that God, this is gonna age me. There weren't very many choices on tablets back then. Everything was on stone. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was just that like the first tablets didn't come out until like I think the first one was around like the early 2000, late 90s, early 2000s, and they were so ridiculously expensive that like unless you were a professional, you had no reason to get one. So I didn't even use them until like I didn't have my first Intuos until like 2008 or yeah. So I'd been drawing, hand drawing, and then going in and sometimes coloring things in Photoshop sometimes, but usually even then, like I would use the whole thing that got me into using watercolor and gouache so much in the early days, back in those days of that I was talking about with Instagram, is that like even then, like owning that stuff was expensive even then. So like, and it was such a hassle, kind of. I mean, right now with like all these different choices in different like Cintiq alternatives now, it's much better than it used to be. But back then it was just like you just had them and they knew it and they made sure that you paid. It was so expensive. Like even having an Intuos, I think my first one was like $350 or something like that. And now you can get a Wacom 1 for that. Or something. Well, maybe not a Wacom 1, because Wacom 1s are, I think the Wacom 1 is like on sale sometimes for like $450, because it's usually $500. But still, that's, I would have really liked that deal back then. I'm trying to think of like, yeah, because it just made more sense to do things traditional and then just like until those things went down. Especially being a student, you don't have the money for that. Because I remember my friend was trying to get his daughter was getting into digital art, and I told him not to. I told him that like she really wanted it, she could go right into using a tablet, but I didn't recommend it. I said like I started out with just a pad for the longest time, and I was fine with that. So, and I do like that a lot of artists out there now are more like that, where like they'll show you what they're drawing on, but they'll tell you like, yeah, just don't spend your life savings on your first one because they change so quick anyway. It's like, why throw all your money out when they're gonna change in like 8 years by the time you're good enough that you can sell art, probably. Yeah. Oh, you had the same thing happen to you? Yeah, I had that happen with the with my I have the 24 HD, but I'm pretty sure like I got that back in 2020, and then like I think like maybe a year or two later they upped the graphics intensely, so now it's like thanks guys. Like that's great, but I wish I had although I love this thing, and I'm not gonna get a new one for as long as I can, honestly. Like I see no reason to rush into a new one. And that's the one thing I do like about this. That's the one thing I would tell people who are trying to decide between, well, any of those is like they're all really good, but just look at their longevity, because some of them might last longer than others. And I'm not being paid by them, but I've seen Wacom products live a long time under my care. Like I mean, any kind of tablet you just got to be gentle with and not like put it in a safe place. Don't make sure not to eat near it or any of that kind of stuff, or cover it if you do, that kind of stuff. And I mean, like I said, I've had mine since this one since 2020, so 6 years now. And before that, I had a Huion, and that was really nice too. But this just had a way better resolution. And also be careful, because reselling them is a pain. Like, make sure you got what you want for a while. And unless you have a studio, I don't see. I mean, I've only seen one YouTube artist who even has this, and it's Aaron Rutten, and he's a huge. He's one of the biggest artists on YouTube, really. He's got a school and everything, and he's got a 27-inch, and I'm like, I think he got that with he probably got a write off for that, is why he did that. Because I think even before that, he had a much older one before that. So I think I forget the one. But he's a very good person to go for reviews, though. I trust him. Yeah, him and Jake Parker and like any of the 3-point perspective artists are all really good at for recommendations on that kind of stuff. Cause yeah, cause I think I think it was Will Terry that said that like he was I didn't he's the one that I found out that they made Cintiqs back in the 90s or like the late or the very early 2000s, because I had no idea. Like they did not market them at all, or maybe I was just not connected to that like network because I was in college. Aged once again. I'm turning into I'm calcifying. Ah. But yeah, it was. Oops. Actually, that's cool. I didn't even need to do that, but that makes perfect sense that she'd have her phone in like a protective bag. But yeah, to anyone who's starting out, I'd say like an Intuos or a like. Honestly, a Huion when you're starting out is perfectly fine, or an XP pen. If you really want to get into like using digital tools, because both of those are like, I'd say like, how dare you! I'm gonna stand up from my chair and wave my cane. But yeah, those are all really good. I guess my main point that I keep like dancing around is just no one is good at their art because they have a expensive Cintiq. They're good because the people who have Cintiqs who are good because they draw with a pen and paper everywhere. That's what makes you good. Or great in many cases. But I'll be honest and say good for me. I mean, like seeing Glenn Keane just like knock it out of the park whenever he picks up a pencil. And I'm sure he makes mistakes, but like just like seeing how purposeful his lines are when he draws characters he's done before is really cool. Like I've seen several videos of him like just like doing redrawings of like Mulan, or doing like Pocahontas drawings or stuff like that, and it's so cool. I get enough of that Gramps at work. No, I'm kidding. I don't care. When people call me dinosaur, I just start throwing dinosaur facts at them, and then they go, and then they walk away slowly, scared. Like, yeah, that's right. Maybe I am, but I know everything about them too. Did you see they're gonna do a? I don't know if they're still doing it, but there was an announcement for. Speaking of dinosaurs, they were doing a Land Before Time CG. My bad. No, you're good. I don't know if that already came out though. Well, I'm always behind on some of that stuff like that, where it's like it might have already been released, but I thought it was for later this year, but I could be wrong. Oops. I just don't think it's really needed though. I mean, like. But then again, when does that ever stop them? Oops. Is it? I don't know if they own it though. I'm trying to think. I don't know who's if it's them or if it's someone else because that's a. Is that owned by Disney or is that Clint or is that Bluth? Because I mean it might be Disney though. I think it was still. It might be under theirs because of when it was made. Yeah, I think it's still under them. So yeah, it's probably going to be yeah. I mean, at least it's as long as it's like more of a like cartoony CG, which it looks. What I've seen of it, that's what it looks like. I'd prefer that over like them trying to make them into actual like like near photorealistic like CG. Because we already had Dinosaur. We don't need Dinosaur 2 with Land Before Time. Oh, you might be right. I can't keep track these days of who owns what. Like some of that stuff is like he was working for them for a while and then he left to make his own studio, so I think it's still theirs. Same with Great Mouse Detective, like would still be Disney's. But you'll never see that remade. And I'm fine with it. I don't want them to remake it. It's fine the way it was. I want Vincent Price to always be Ratigan. Well, Gary, this grab on a rat. Oh. Oh no, he said the word. He called him a rat. Temu Jurassic Park. We don't need Temu anything. Well, there goes my chance for a sponsorship from Temu. Oh well. Did you ever see Cretaceous Park? Or was that what it was called? The one on Netflix. I heard it was okay. But I never got around to watching it. Like they added in a new monster. I mean, a monster. They added in a new theropod that was chasing the kids around. Like a injured. I think was it an Allosaurus or was it a Carnotaur? Maybe I forget. But at least it was an actual dinosaur instead of like, oh look, now there's a girl that was made by genetic engineering. Guys, I think you're in the wrong movie. Mr. Goldblum, I think you let in some people from The Fly too. I like this little guy. Little elephant. Little Dumbo. Octopus. Those guys are so cute. It does. I mean, it looked pretty good. Oops, that looks horrible. I hate it. Actually, that I do like. Kind of like this. It is crazy how quick they're finding out new things about different species of like prehistoric creatures. Like the rate that they're finding out new discoveries on all this stuff is really impressive. Like there was that one about the that giant octopus they found out about. That's pretty cool. It like ate plesiosaur and mosasaurus, so it was pretty big. Like it was, I had to look up how big they estimated maybe it was around, because I think all they found was the beak. If anything was going to be giant, though, it makes sense that it would be an octopus. Now I'm going to put in the... That's the wrong brush. Sprinkles of color here and there. I think I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for sticking around, though. It's really nice having someone to talk to through all of this. I'm surprised I got as much. I mean, I made some really good progress on that. This is coming along too. Like they both have really fun styles to them, so I'm excited to finish them up. I'll try and finish these both up tomorrow. But two of my original characters done is mermaids. So yeah, I'll try and do 2 more tomorrow on stream too. Some 2 new ones. So at least. So and I'm glad I got at least this much time in. So yeah, thank you. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, though, and I'll be back again on next Wednesday, and well, probably be doing more of these, probably, or well, we'll see. Maybe I'll do some work on the comic too, but we'll see. But I'm having so much fun with this, I honestly might keep going. Like, it's just so fun to just like sit back and just like do this, and the comic I'll work on when I can work on it, but like this is just so much fun. So, yeah. Have a wonderful night, and I'll be back on then. And yeah, take care.